Hello, here we are with Kicking It with the Wolverine, where I say what I mean what I say, and I say what needs to be said. Today, the martial arts world is very heavy-hearted over the loss of Mr. Gerald Dawson. I know that, he was one of the great martial artists of our times. He's, was more than just a great fighter and martial artist. He was a great husband, father, and friend, and mentor, instructor. So he's going to be missed by so many people. He was a great coach. You would always see him at the competitions laughing and smiling. Just a great personality, so he is definitely going to be missed greatly by the martial arts community. So Elite Combat, Team PVT, and I would like to extend our condolences, and we would definitely be praying for all involved, and we'd just like to take a moment of silence for Mr. Dawson. Amen. And once again, like I say, we send out our prayers and our thoughts and our condolences to his family, students, and friends. On a positive note, the AMAA.Radio Blog Show, Parts Unknown with Professor Gary Lee last night was a great show. He had an awesome interview with a Special Forces and tactical instructor, Mr. Paul Pawala. And, the guy's amazing, been around a long time. He's written articles. He even wrote a manual for the Special Forces for snipers. So he's a law enforcement, military, combatives instructor. He, not only in just hand-to-hand combat, but in firearms, firearm retention, all that good stuff. So a man after my own heart. I really look up and admire him for all that he's done, and for his service. Being, myself being a law enforcement and military special forces combatives instructor, he's really, somebody that I look up to and admire. So it was a great interview with him. Also on the show, we talked about, the question is, was karate made for martial arts? Was martial arts made for sport competition? And how can it help? I think I said that wrong, but anyway. So to recap, was martial arts made for competition? Is martial arts good for competition, and is competition good for martial arts? The answer to the first question, no, it was not made for competition. It was made for self-defense, but that doesn't mean that you cannot train aspects of it for competition. And that's the great part about martial arts. It helps you to be so well-rounded in so many different things. So remember, when you're training martial arts, in just for martial arts purposes, is for your health and especially for self-defense. But remember, your self-defense should be tactical, not technical. So it needs to be so where you can apply it great in a fight on the street. Is martial arts good for competition? Well, yes, it is, because it is exciting. It helps you to sharpen your skills. It gives you an avenue to put to the test the skills that you've attained, such as MMA, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. So it gives you an avenue to work all that stuff. Is competition good for martial arts? Quickly, yes, it is, because now that gives you a goal. It makes you a martial arts athlete. If you're an avid competitor, you have to be a martial arts athlete. That means you have to eat right, get the right amount of sleep. You have to exercise. You have to be very peculiar in practicing your martial arts. And when you go to competition, it's going to tell you where you're at. And then you got to go back to the drawing board, go back to the dojo and the dojang, and get back in there and get to work, sharpen those skills, hone them up, and it just makes you a better, more well-rounded martial artist. Okay? So remember, as I always say, stay strong, keep your kicks up. Until next time, Kicking It with the Wolverine. And to Mr. Dawson's family and friends, us And, you know, God bless each and every one of you. And this is why, people, that you have to respect each other, because you never know from one day to the next whether we'll be here or not. So love the ones you love. Let them know you love them. Until next time, us.